they don't regret the doing it. They regret the evidence of it, you know, like the digital footprint that's going to follow them forever.
Girls shouldn't be ashamed of what they're doing. If they like to do it and that's what they want to do, then do it. But just know that the internet is forever. Like, you have to keep that in mind. Like, people are going to judge you. It's just up to you if you really care about who's talking about you or not.
Yeah.
Do you notice how a lot of people will transition from being like porn stars and then jump straight into extreme Christianity?
Yes.
I think that they go from one extremity to another, and it's
Eva Lovia's.
yeah, I feel like there's something
that.
deep down within them that they need to like latch onto something in an extreme way, and I think that's something they need to address within themselves.
I believe someone here wrote a book about this exact topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with Lana Rhoades is like now she looks back on it now and she's like, I hate the fact that people can look at this. Here's the point I'm trying to make. You guys ever see Mia Khalifa when she said, it's better that I did adult work than being in the military, because in the military you give your body to the government. Being in the military is worse than doing porn. And I was like, people kept sending me because I was in the military, people kept sending me the clip and they wanted me to be offended. And I was like, no, what's happened is she has so little gratitude for her position that she can say stupid things like this because people in the military allowed her to have the freedom to say this while she continues to use her name, espousing how stupid we were for being in the military. And it's just one of these things where, because it's such a lack of gratitude, no one would even care what she said had she not been the biggest star in the world back in 2013. So like, that's where the whole thing is different. It's like, I'm not saying be grateful for that, but it just know that nobody would be listening to you if you weren't doing that.
One of the common themes I hear from the girls who are like retiring out of this, they don't regret the doing it. They regret the evidence of it, you know, like the digital footprint that's going to follow them forever. What that kind of does is it reminds even like sort of low key, I mean, you don't even have to be doing like only like, you know, intercourse. You could just be doing like nude OnlyFans. That stuff's still out there. That's going to be a digital footprint that's going to follow you probably for the rest of your life.
You know, it's funny, when I worked at the strip club, that's exactly why a lot of girls want to strip. Because it's just, you see them that night, whoever you see.
Yeah.
After that, they're not on the internet.
It's
They're
so
not-
I was
wild.
just going to say
But
that.
So 25 years ago, I used to be a DJ at a strip club. The girls at the fully nude spot thought that the girls who worked topless, because in Texas you can do both, and they were right across the street from each other. The girls at the fully nude spot, Palazzo, thought that the girls at Expose were gross because you're like, they sit on the guys' laps and they let the guys touch them. That's disgusting. Then the girls at the topless place were talking about the girls at the fully nude spot. It's like, they let them show their vaginas. That's disgusting. They would call each other whore. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen. All right? Now, what's happened is sort of the same type of situation. The girls who are dancers are like, I don't want anyone to see me on the internet, so that's why I strip in this dark room where nobody can bring a camera. The girls that are on OnlyFans, like, I don't want guys to touch me, and that's the reason why I do this online. I'd rather just do this online and wear a mask. I see a lot of girls wearing masks, too. That's a big one. So I think it is really interesting, like, sort of the dichotomy when it comes to that.
A random Instagram influencer just said that you'll never be able to run for office if you've got, I don't know. Remember we talked about the Overton window?
I totally disagree. There will be a congressman or senator, a state senator in the next 20 years. I guarantee you.
I'm running for president. Make pussy expensive again. Vote for me, baby, okay?
Go back. You got my vote.
No, I think you're right. I think the Overton window is going to get crossed sooner than you think.
Yeah, I think in the next 20 years,
Way sooner than you think.
We're absolutely gonna see.
You're going to see
a former adult star become a
or you're
senator
going to see an only girl who's going to run for office, and she's going to win because she funded her campaign with the money she got from only people. Even Republicans will be like, all right, as long as she's a Republican, that's fine with me.
Our current senators and everyone else are fucking anyway, or sorry, screwing them anyway. So
There was actually a former stripper who ran for a position in politics. I don't believe she won, but then they were making fun of her being a former stripper, and then she's like, "Why don't I just make an OnlyFans?" So then she was actually funding her campaign with.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah.
This is from the last election. Yeah,
So-
she almost won. I think at one point she was leading, but that's. No, I think that's something that we're going to see in the future. Sum it up for all the guys watching. Anyone has the right to have a 900 body count, and I have the right to not date you. Those things. We both have the right. As long as we both have that agency, it's not that big of a deal. Everyone has the right to do, and I have the right to date someone who doesn't. Or I can have them on my show because they're super fun. Anyway.